We're going to get to that and talk about what happens next if the sort of the rug is pulled out from under the rest of us who are kind of used to the U.S. dollar as a system, as a world order.
I love the hint. Here's a little hint. They totally dropped it. It's not really a hint.
I know, I gave it away.
Yeah.
I want you to stick around, though.
Give it away, give it away. Also, what else are we talking about? We're going to be talking about, you think you knew when COVID started? You think you knew when the rest of us learned about COVID, that's maybe when it started? Oh no. We're going to find out tonight some interesting tidbits from the United States Department of Defense. The Pentagon had all sorts of COVID plans long before we ever heard about this airborne virus. We'll tell you about all of that and more as Redacted starts right now.
Now, like many other blues artists, he spent his early days playing and singing in a choir. Gospels and singing in a choir. And singing in a choir. And singing in a choir. Gospel, soul, and rhythm. A dynamite mix to which Otis Spann added his own personal flash. Otis Spann added his own personal flash. Dazzle.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks to everyone who supports independent journalism and supports what we do on this show. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. And we get so many kind emails from you and messages just saying, you ditched mainstream media, and we just really are thankful for that because we're not bought by anybody. We don't have any billionaires backing us. It's just us and you guys. And so when you support us, we're able to do this show. We're able to hire the team that we have here, the whole production team behind the scenes to make this show happen. So all we ask is it's a free show. So you can smash that like button and subscribe. It's totally free. You don't have to spend a dime if you don't want to.
And accompanying free show is free newsletter. So head on over to redacted.inc. You can sign up for our newsletter. Just put in your email address and then authenticate the email. And then you'll get a daily newsletter covering a lot of the same topics, plus a lot more. And it's delivered every morning. It's written by Clayton and I, so you recognize the voice. You can point out the typos and you know who's responsible for it. It's me. And I hope you like it, and I hope it serves as sort of not only a study guide to the show or companion, but also a source for all of your links, because I know a lot of you like to share these things with your friends, and I will always post the original links to where any kind of data or story is coming from, so that I don't just make stuff up. I mean, I make stuff up, like I tell stories sometimes to my children, but they're terrible, and most of the time when the kids ask me to tell them a story, I repurpose the movie plotline.
Yeah, the one time, well anyway, she mentioned the website, so it's redacted.inc, that's where you go sign up for the newsletter, redacted, not .com, it's .inc, totally free. But yeah, one time our kid was like, hey, Mommy, can you tell me a story? Before Dad, can you make one up? And she said, yeah, okay, and then she literally regurgitated the plotline from the movie Splash.
Yes.
And my daughter was like, that's a brilliant story, Mommy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant idea. I just loved it. So, what do they know? And I think that Splash is actually an adaptation of Hans Christian Andersen. So that was also, that was already.
Eugene Levy and Tom Hanks with a mermaid wasn't in the original story.
Yes.
Ruined my day. All right, let's talk about your top story tonight, which is what's going on in Ukraine. Well, the lies in Ukraine are starting to be exposed. It was only a matter of time, really. Remember all of those volunteers, all of those mercenaries who were headed to Ukraine, to join up with the Ukrainian army, to fight Russians, those U.S. Marines, former members of the U.S. Army, those battle-hardened warriors who were headed to Ukraine. Well, it turns out most of them are leaving. Or were never in the Marines at all, or were never in the Army at all. They were lying. Now they're being investigated for fraud, ripping people off to the tunes of millions of dollars. Isn't it amazing? How they'll set up GoFundMe
accounts, and people will send money and then they'll rip people off. That's how it happens. So we'll get to that part of the story in a moment, which is stunning. But first, could we be about to see peace in Ukraine? Could this whole thing finally be over? Well, the stars are starting to align. Today, Ukrainian President Zelensky is now admitting, and doubling down on this, admitting that Ukraine is now officially out of bullets. Kind of a big thing in war when you don't have bullets. Like, you could use bayonets, you could fix bayonets. But in an interview he had with a Japanese newspaper, Yomiuri Shimbun, the journalist, Zelensky talked about a lot of things, but the biggest item that he let slip is that Ukraine is out of bullets. And then he kind of drew a line in the sand, and I thought this was really probably the most important point he made. He told the newspaper that Ukraine won't launch a counteroffensive until the West sends more weapons and ammunition. We're not going to do it. We're not going to be used. We're not going to be marching forward. We don't have anything left.
You know who's not out of bullets? The people that got the 70% that don't make it to Ukraine.
Right, yeah. What happened to all of the weapons we have sent? All of the ammunition we have sent? Oh, I know. Now it's in the hands of Al-Qaeda. It's showing up in Africa.
But I'm confused by this no counteroffensive. Does it mean that they just stand there as cannon fodder?
Pretty much.
But they're still going to hold the line. They're not going to retreat.
What
because
line?
what the U.S. State Department and John Kirby was saying, hey, we can't let Russia rest, right? So we need to keep pounding on them. And so Ukraine is clearly not going to rest, even though what they're saying here indicates that they could stink and do some rest.
Yeah, what this means, I guess, is, the remaining, whoever's left in those trenches, like, in Bakhmut and these other areas that have been surrounded, we'll just use them as cannon fodder. We'll use them until the last Ukrainian, because that's what the United States policy is on this, right? Whatever remaining Ukrainians are still there, we'll just use them as cannon fodder. And as we've talked about on the show, we talked last week here on the show, we are not saying that the Ukrainian army is running this war. It's not. They're gone. The Ukrainian army's, toast. So this is NATO, 100%. Now they're boxed into a corner, right? They're out of ammunition. They don't have any weapons. So what is NATO supposed to do now? They're screwed. They're literally screwed. And, I have to say, there's two things here that stand out from this interview from Zelensky. Number one, Ukraine has no army any longer. So what the hell is he even
Welcome
talking about?
everybody to
If people do any
Redacted
kind of
on this
counteroffensive
Monday. I'm Clayton Morris.
on the national radio
So
forces,
glad to have all of you here on a
they would be
busy
Polish
Monday.
forces,
It's so
UK
glad to be
forces,
back
US
without
forces,
that crazy time zone
mercenaries,
differences.
Legion,
We had
you
that
know,
weird
the
4-hour
Al-Qaeda and ISIS
adjustment.
fighters who've
So
now
we are
joined the
live
front
for
and joined
Eastern time,
Ukrainian forces a few months ago.
Good to see all of you. And
So it puts the onus now
really,
fully
crazy
on NATO.
tragic news, like, happening
After
with
peace talks, you know, you can either do peace talks or dump a whole bunch of new weapons, new money into Ukraine.
Disaster there,
And personnel.
also what
You need to refresh the personnel.
You don't have any money. And so this is going to be like a joke now, because the Ukrainian army is gone. So you're literally going to have to, and that's why we're seeing NATO amassing about 300,000 forces getting ready, because Ukraine is done. So either you walk home with your tail between your legs now, or you send in hundreds of thousands of rebel forces. You send in US forces, British forces, Polish forces, and you literally complete the job that you set out to do, which was total eradication of Ukraine and using it as a proxy. Using it as a aircraft carrier, as you said the other day.
US dollar,
To be
and how
fair,
there are
we've had
cracks
no
in that
there's been
system.
no
We're going to
confirmation
give
that
you a little bit
they even started with big numbers. Like, we've never seen a single video
US
showing
that
a big number of troops
here's
on any
hint.
kind of front line or
It was
anything in such a Western publicized war. Like, where are all the people they had initially? Like, we never saw that.
That's a
That's a
great
really
point.
good point.
Yeah.
Why have I not wondered about this?
Well, yeah, it's a good point. And also, right, we've also talked here, we don't get to see videos from the front lines, because the Ukrainian military has kept the Western media largely away from the front lines. They don't want you to see that at all, right? They don't want you to get an accurate accounting of any of this. And we should point out that the numbers on actually who is alive and who is dead are also missing in action, right? We've heard months and months ago upwards of 300,000 killed on the Ukrainian side. Then we got official numbers that push it around 100,000. So then if the truth is somewhere in the middle, that is awful. Absolutely awful. You've literally wiped away an entire generation of young people in that country. And now they're, of course, wiping away old people as well. And then even younger people who are not even of age. So you really have no one left. In this interview, Zelensky says Ukraine can't fall because then Russia will want to invade other countries. He says this. He said Russia has imperialistic goals. Okay, sure. What evidence, by the way, do you have that Russia wants to invade Europe? There is none. But my favorite moment in this interview comes later in the article where Zelensky completely contradicts the that Russia wants to invade argument. So he flip-flops like 2 paragraphs later, and he says, talking about reluctance to send more weapons, he says, quote, "There is concern in the United States and European countries that providing weapons to Ukraine could lead to an escalation of fighting. However," Zelensky says, "I want to counter that notion. I would like people to stop getting scared by threats of the Russian Federation." Okay, so then which is it? So that Russia has imperialistic goals and tendencies and wants to basically take over the rest of Europe, or don't be worried about that. So you don't need to be scared about that.
Accompanying free show
What is it?
free newsletter.
Then you have a whole, and then you have a whole group of European leaders who are right now